All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you the only 5 tips that you need to sell anything on YouTube. Now, I know that if you are a coach, a course creator, a consultant, someone that sells something, you are probably on YouTube because you want eyeballs, you want traffic. And what I want to do is I want to give you 5 things, little tips that can help you and that are super important and things that I've used over the years to sell 6 and 7 figures worth of products, courses, and all of that stuff. So let's get into it. The very first thing, see what I did there? I got right into it. Well, that's what we want to do is we want to get right into it when we are recording videos and not waste our audience's time. So the first thing, focus on the specific niche and the problem or lesson that you are helping them with. So that video, it really has one purpose. I see a lot of times people will create a video and they try to cover a whole bunch of different topics. It turns into a massive undertaking for that person to consume. And that's fine. You can have some of them if you want to. I like to keep it really, really narrow and very, very specific. So this way here, we have a piece of content that educates them and helps them, and they walk away going like, wow, they didn't waste my time. They gave me valuable information. So the very first thing is that video should focus on one specific niche. Hopefully you're already doing that. And then from there, what is that one problem or what is that one lesson that you're going to give them? In this case, this video right here is going to help you sell more of your stuff, whether that's a course, whether that's coaching, whether that's consulting. It's going to help you if you follow these 5 things. All right. So the second thing, title. I had to say it 3 times. It's that important. The title can't just be this generic kind of, it's okay. I might want to click on it. It has to grab the attention, right? You're watching this video because the title grabbed your attention. The only 5 video tips you need to sell anything on YouTube. So that right there, you're thinking to yourself, the only 5 video tips, aren't there more? I need to know what these are, right? That's why you would click in. So it's not just like how to sell more on YouTube. That's kind of boring. And also, another little side tip here in titles, what works really well is listicles. So in this case, I'm covering 5. So now you're like, okay, I got number 1. We're talking about number 2. There's going to be 3 more. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to cover those next. But before I do, because the titles are so darn important, any student of ours, any client of ours, the very first thing we're doing is we're getting laser focused on the niche, but then we are targeting through an outlier title. An outlier title is basically a title that's been proven to work, whether it's in your niche or outside of your niche. And we put together a list of 10 of our top outlier titles. And if you would like to receive a copy of that swipe file, just put hooks in the comments down below. Just put hooks in the comments down below and I'll send you that swipe file, which by the way, we also turn those into templates and there's 3 to 4 examples for each of those titles. So once again, if you want that, just put hooks in the comments and we'll send you that right away. All right. So moving on to number 3, the intro hook. Extremely important because we need to capture attention. In this video, it was really simple. What I did in the very beginning was I told you exactly what the title was that it brought you in with. So I basically said in this video, I'm going to share with you the only 5 video tips that you need to sell anything on YouTube. So the title, if you already noticed, is the hook in itself. So the other thing that you can do is you can then state a problem, or you can state something that you discovered, like a big discovery, or you could talk about controversy. That always works well because you're going against the grain. And a lot of times people want to know, why are you going against the grain? We did one of our top videos and it's about things that the gurus are saying and they're lying about. And I basically came right out on video and I said, this video is going to ruffle some people's feathers. And I don't care because I need to get this message out there to small creators like you. So immediately I said, I'm going against them and here's why. And then you're kind of leaning in going like, I wonder what he's going to talk about. So that's how I was able to hook the audience there. So you always want to be thinking about that intro hook. The first 30 seconds are extremely important, and we want to get them to watch even up to a minute, because once they do, then they're going to buy in to the rest of the video. And when you're leading with lists, that's why listicles are just a great default, is people want to know what the next one is. All right. So with that being said, let's move into the next one. Number 4, a free resource. We want to trade something in exchange for their email address. You might have noticed I already did this, and I already did it earlier. So I talked about our top outlier titles. Well, you can get access to those by doing what? What did I say? Just comment hooks down below, and then we'll send it to you. That right there is me giving you a free resource, which also, though, it talks about one of the things, one of the tips in this video and why it's extremely important. But now what I want to do is I want to give you something that's going to make that even easier for you. And for us, it's giving you that swipe copy. So this way here, you can look at it and you can then rearrange it to fit your niche. And we've had people that have had thousands of views come in after they are using those. So that's something that we know is valuable. So you want to give something, you want to trade something in exchange for their email address, and then you can build that trust. We call it KLT, know, like, and trust. Extremely important, especially when you're trying to sell stuff, right? So moving on to the 5th and final, and that is the content value sandwich. I just came up with this the other day, and I love it, because think about this for a second. When you came into this video, you saw that I dove right into the very first thing. That's the top part of that sandwich. Okay. So that's the thing. We're going to dive right into it. You get a really, really good, a good bun on that sandwich. And that's that piece of content. So that's part 1 of the content. Now, if you noticed in the middle of the sandwich, that's where I put in that call to action. The call to action is me mentioning that free resource. Okay, so I could have waited to the end, but I might have lost some people in that content. So I want to make sure that I get that in there, I'd say within the first 3 to 5 minutes. All right, so that's the second part of the sandwich. That's the middle part. The bottom part of that is to complete the content that you are giving them. So you want to deliver on the rest of that. So that's how we can take the content and we can sandwich in that call to action. But the call to action in there that gives away that free resource, it needs to make sense. And in this case, titles are extremely important, because if you don't have good titles, you're not going to signal the algorithm, you're not going to signal your audience, you're not going to have any traffic. So you're not going to be able to sell anything. So it's extremely important. So that's the 5th thing, is the content value sandwich. Now, I do have a bonus tip for you. So if you stuck around to the end here, I've got a bonus tip for you. And that is, posting consistently is key to increase your chances of selling more on YouTube. If you just post 1 video a month, let's face it, you've got 1 chance at it. If you post once a week, you've got 4 chances at it. I like to post 2 to 3 times per week, because that increases the chances of us being able to get in front of our audience. But the kickback that I always get is, Scott, I don't have a lot of time. How can I do that? I'm going to be spending 3 hours, 6 hours between recording and editing. And guess what? I came up with a system, a little hack that I've been using. And actually, this video was created from it. And that is where I'm able to only spend 1 hour per week, create all the content for the week, and I'm done. And if you'd like to see how that is done in real time, watch that video next. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing, and you'll actually see a real live example of me creating a week's worth of content. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.